First human case of H7N9 avian influenza in Hong Kong. Twist in missing baby girl investigation. And Thai Prime Minister rejects calls for her resignation, cites constitution. Good evening. The first human case of H7N9 bird flu has been confirmed in Hong Kong. Secretary for Food and Health Ko Wing-man said the person infected is a 36-year-old Indonesian foreign domestic helper. She started displaying symptoms on November 21st. She was admitted to Tuen Mun Hospital on November 27th and was transferred to the ICU within 2 days. Her condition continued to deteriorate further and she was taken to Queen Mary Hospital. The woman is now in critical condition. There have been 140 reported cases of H7N9, virtually all of them on the mainland. 45 people have died from the virus. Police have arrested the mother of the baby girl who was reported missing in Kowloon City last week. The infant is believed to have died 2 weeks ago. Police went to the apartment of the baby girl and her mother at Sampo Kong this evening for investigation. Authorities said they earlier arrested the 31-year-old mother, surnamed Ng, on suspicion of preventing the lawful burial of a body. Police don't believe the case is related to kidnapping. Sources say the baby girl died on November 17th and her body was disposed in a rubbish bin. The infant was reported missing last week on a street in Kowloon City. Her mother claimed she was pushing the 6-month-old around in a pram when a woman with a mainland accent approached her and asked for directions. The mother said after the conversation, she noticed that her baby girl was missing. Now to the latest developments in Thailand. Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra has rejected demands by anti-government protesters for her resignation. And today, 2 demonstrators were shot and wounded after the government promised to use restraint. James Aiken begins our coverage. The Security Bureau here in Hong Kong has raised to red the outbound travel alert for Bangkok, and local tourist agencies have begun cancelling tours to the Thai capital. Shoada Silva has more. Determined demonstrators in Ukraine continue rallies in the capital Kiev today, with thousands gathering at the city's main square and occupying key government offices. The blockades follow a massive rally on Sunday, fueled by anger over President Viktor Yanukovych's sudden refusal to sign a political and economic cooperation deal with the European Union in favor of closer ties with Moscow. Sunday's rally was mostly peaceful, but violence erupted when protesters tried to storm the president's office. Ukrainian opposition leaders are calling for a nationwide strike and demanding that Yanukovych and his government resign. Yanukovych is due to travel to China on Tuesday before heading to Russia to lay the groundwork for new economic ties with Russia. British Prime Minister David Cameron hit the ground running today, meeting state leaders in Beijing on the start of a 3-day visit to China. China launched its first rover mission to the moon early today, sending a robotic craft called Jade Rabbit to the lunar surface. A rocket carrying the rover aboard an unmanned Chang'e 3 spaceship blasted off at 1:30 a.m. from a launch center in the southwest. The probe will examine the moon's geology and conduct a survey of the Earth's atmosphere. The probe and its carrier vessel are scheduled to land on the moon in the middle of the month. If successful, China will become the 3rd country after the United States and the former Soviet Union to achieve this feat. Back locally, the government widened its vaccination program today to protect children from the latest strain of pneumococcal infection. Vicky Kong reports. An elderly woman was killed in a traffic accident involving a truck and minibus in Yau Ma Tei this morning. The 2 vehicles only stopped after they smashed into the gates of a shop on Temple Street. The accident happened just before 11 a.m. A 90-year-old passerby was dragged under the truck and pronounced dead at hospital. 3 people were injured, including the minibus driver. In sports now. In the English Premier League, 2 teams needing a win met at White Hart Lane. But Manchester United and Tottenham came away with only a point each after a 2-2 draw. Jameson Wong has the highlights. And the weather mainly fine and dry. Temperatures should warm up a bit with a high of about 21 degrees. And that's the news. Good night.